Hi, everyone. My name is Nilesh Mathure. I'm one of the co-founders of SaasTribe. And today I'm joined by Nathan Parekh, who's the founder of WP Livestream. It's a WordPress plugin. And our co-founder, Vin Perini. So Vin, why don't you give an introduction and then we'll get to Nathan.
Hey, guys, great to be here. Yeah, over to you, Nathan.
Nathan?
Yeah, I'm glad to be here, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Okay, excellent. So, what is WP Livestream, and what problems it solves? We'll look at some of the features, get an overview, and we'll do some Q&A as well as take any feedback. But we're going to do a follow-up with a demo tomorrow. It's around 10:30 p.m. EST, so we thought we'll leave the session to do an overview. We'll keep it short, followed by Q&A, and then we'll do other activities throughout the week and next week to go over some additional details and talk about some use cases and so on. So thanks, Nathan, first of all. So we've been chatting for a while, and I got to learn from you firsthand what problems WP Livestream solves, and WordPress being such a massive market in itself. I mean, your plugin is very unique in terms of it addresses a very unique issue in terms of streamers, especially for those who want to stream on their website. So Can you talk a little bit about what made you decide develop WP Livestream?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been a WordPress developer for about 14 years, but I also work for a church. I'm a pastor, and so thankfully pre-COVID, we had already kind of started along the live stream journey, and so we were kind of building that up as we went. But that was primarily my responsibility, and so it's a small, volunteer-led team, and so I was in charge of making sure that the live stream would start. I would run the camera, and then I decided, hey, you know what? We have some older folks that were in our church, or people that were traveling and they didn't have access to certain social media accounts, because at the time we were only streaming to Facebook. And so people that weren't as technically proficient, or maybe they didn't have a Facebook account, they weren't able to watch our stream. And so I was like, hey, I will embed the stream on our website and make like a live stream page. That way they'll always have one easy place to go and find our stream. And of course, our website's built on WordPress. And so I started to search for something that could kind of do that for me, because I was at the early stages, kind of like a one-man show. So I would be, manning the camera. I would hit start on our encoder. We would go live. And then while I'm doing all of that, while I'm running the camera during our services, I would have to go and copy the embed code, paste that into a WordPress page, update, make sure it worked, all that stuff. And so it was just a lot. And so I was like, I need to take at least one of these things off of my plate. And so I thought the easy thing to do would be to see if there was a way where I could automatically embed the live stream, from Facebook onto our WordPress site every week, because we went live every single week. And so I couldn't really find anything that really fit what I was looking for. Typically there's a WordPress plugin for anything. And there were like a couple. Actually, there was like one that did pretty similar to what I wanted, but not exactly how I would have liked to have had it done. And so I started tinkering around, and I kind of built like a bare bones version that was just kind of like worked for us. But then, of course, as everyone knows, 2020 hits. And I realized, I'm also part of like a lot of Facebook groups with like a lot of other church tech and communications people. And, all of the people that had not been streaming were kind of jumping on the bandwagon because they had to. And so I realized, man, I need to put this out there because everyone's kind of now having to deal with what I've already kind of dealt with already. So that was, February or March 2020. I already had like the bare bones in place that I had personally been using, but it wasn't ready for other people to actually configure or use. And so then after that, I just took the next couple of months and set aside some time, late nights and everything, and just kind of built out the product that is WP Livestream. And so that's kind of how it came to be. And really at its core, its foundational functionality is really just to help automatically embed your live stream from Facebook, from YouTube, from Vimeo, from Twitch. It'll auto detect that live stream and put that on your website. And so that was the initial core offer that I developed. And then since then, we've added some other features, and hopefully down the road, we'll be able to add some more bells and whistles as well.
Excellent. I just want to say hi to some of the folks who are live with us. So, hey, Joe, how's it going? Hi, Pamela. Hi, Jason. How's it going?
What's up, guys?
And we have quite a few other folks who are live as well. So, hi, everyone.
Cool.
Please go ahead and comment. And if you have any questions or any feedback, you're welcome to do that in the comments as well. So, why should one stream on your site, right? It would be my first question. And
Yeah.
I have done some, of course, you want to have traffic on your site. There are
Sure.
always, you have on your site, you have pretty much everything, right? Like especially some of the integrations, and you have a lot going on your WordPress, your products, depending on what you're doing, especially
Sure.
For educators, content creators. There is a lot, and WordPress based sites, they are a massive chunk in terms of in terms of like the website users. Like WordPress holds a majority of the share in terms of from if you look at the builder. So like, why does one want to stream on their own site?
Yeah, that's a great question. And so I think starting from where I started from, we are like a community oriented organization. And so we cater to all types of people who are tech savvy, people who are definitely not tech savvy. And so my philosophy overall, because no matter what, role you have or what job you have, this whole realm is in the realm of communications. And so my whole philosophy of that is, instead of making people do the work of having to figure out where I am and find me and come to me, I'm trying to make it as easy as I can for people just to find me wherever I am. And so, like, instead of saying, hey, for this, XYZ, go to our website. For this stream, go to YouTube. For this other stream, go to Facebook. And everyone's having to try to keep up. People aren't, going to do that. Some people will. The really dedicated followers will. But I want to make sure that anyone who's trying to find us will be able to find us. And so that was my main initial goal, was that just make it as easy as possible for people to find your stream. And so, like, if you're streaming on YouTube, that's fantastic. But why not add an extra avenue to where if someone doesn't know that you even have a YouTube channel, but they end up on your website and you're live, why not, direct them to that? And so that was one of the big pieces of that, like, especially as a church where we have a lot of people that are first-time guests that visit us on a weekly basis. And so they don't know if we have a live stream or not, or like they want to watch us before they come and visit us. The first place people look is Google. And so Google's probably going to take them to your website first. And so if someone is searching, like, for my church on Sunday morning, and they click on our link, they'll get a little notification that, hey, Hallmark Baptist Church is live right now. Click here to watch. And they'll be able to, without leaving our website, they'll be able to just be right there and watch the live stream. And the other, benefit of that is, whenever you direct people to like a Facebook page or a YouTube channel, which again is great, but you have all of like YouTube's whole point is that once you're done with this video, they want to take you to the next one, right? Because that's their whole business. But if people are on your website, hopefully once the video is done, where are they going to click around? Hopefully they'll be clicking around on your website. So for me, my whole philosophy is, hey, it's both and. I want to be on Facebook if that's where my people are. I want to be on YouTube if that's where my users are. But why not add this additional channel as well? No extra, effort on my part, but just make it so that people can more easily connect. And so if they want to in the future, find me on YouTube, now they know I'm there. But my main goal was that people would be able to find and connect with us as easy as possible.
Can I ask you a question about the notification thing? So you're talking about people will get notifications. How does that work? Would they get notified on the site itself, or would they have? Do they get notified on?
Yeah. So right now the way the notifications work, say you land on our homepage and we're currently live. So again, like this is coming from the aspect of a new user or someone that doesn't know where to go. On the website, there'll be like a little notification that'll pop up. It'll say, "Hey, we're live right now. Click here to watch." And people can click, and it'll take them to the page on our website that actually has the live stream. So that's definitely an optional feature that we have that anyone who uses our plugin can take advantage of.
Awesome. We've got a number of questions here. Do you want to ask them in English, or you want me to ask them?
Yeah. So there's a question from Pamela Lai. She's asking, how much does the plugin affect site speed?
Yeah, so it's not going to change anything as compared to if you were going to embed a YouTube stream or a Facebook stream anyway. Like I've tried to keep it as lightweight as possible because speed is hugely important for any aspect of web development or a user experience. So just like if you were to copy the embed code from YouTube or Facebook, the weight on top of that the plugin has is extremely small.
Okay. And Pamela, we are going to go and look into, what the plugin actually looks like once you install it. And then we'll also do, live demo tomorrow. I think we have something tomorrow in the afternoon. We have it planned, right? So, yeah.
Yep.
There is one more question here from Jason. He's saying maybe a simple question, still new to live streaming. How best can WP Livestream work behind a paywall for membership subscribers?
Yeah, no, that's a great question, one we've gotten before. So for that purpose, we definitely recommend using a service like Vimeo, because Vimeo allows you to have truly private streams. Like if I do a stream on YouTube, it's really hard to lock that down to where if I want to keep like my paying members only have access to that, that's really hard to do on YouTube's native platform. Facebook is also pretty similar in that regard. Facebook groups and stuff, it's kind of easy to get the embed code and share that. So we recommend Vimeo as far as which platform to use. And so once you're using that platform for your live stream, then you can use our plugin in conjunction with many of the other like membership or content restriction plugins that are out there, like Restrict Content Pro or Memberful or whichever plugin that you use. And basically within those restricted pages, then just place our shortcode in there, and then only your members or your paying members will be able to have access to that.
So you're saying there are limitations on Facebook and YouTube itself to embed that video behind a paywall. I mean, it won't be as secure. Like still somebody can watch it if they want to, really. Yeah,
you can do it with YouTube and Facebook, but there's workarounds. It's just not as, if you really want to make sure only paying people for sure are going to see this, then I would recommend Vimeo. Absolutely. Again, like, will the average person be able to work around it? Probably not. But most people that are having, like a paid membership access want to make sure that you're only going to be able to watch that if you're actually paying for the service. So that's why I really push people who need that feature to go with Vimeo. If it's free, if it's open, then it's not as big of a deal. But for people who are needing, like, hey, my paid members need to have access only to this, and I don't want anyone else to be able to access it, then yeah, Vimeo is definitely my platform of choice for that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And natively as well, the service from Vimeo does not actually allow you to embed, like it doesn't detect on your site, right? Like, I mean, you still have to use your plugin.
Right. So like Vimeo will give you the same thing that YouTube or Facebook would, where you would have to manually go in, copy that, paste it in, just do that yourself. Which again, if you're doing like a one-off event, you only live stream once a year, that's not like a big deal. really my target is people that go live on a regular basis, or maybe it's like a conference where, you know, they want things set up ahead of time and don't want to have to deal with it once things are really rolling. But the people that go live on a regular basis, or people that really need something that's pre-prepared just to be nailed down, that's really what our target is with this.
Okay. Somebody was asking about the deal link. So it is a lifetime deal.
Yes.
I've posted just for now, but we'll post it in the group as well. And then, you know, go over some of the questions and any feedback as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Nice.
Okay, there is one
Ruhani's
more.
got a,
Yeah.
Ruhani's
Go
got
ahead.
a question there.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Win. Yes.
He's saying there is a good use of this. Some people have more readership on their website. Now, my question would be the possibilities of going live with the audience of a blog. He's saying, well, and I'm guessing he means to notify his audience about the live stream, and he's talking about using email.
Yeah.
So
that's currently not a feature that we have, but on our roadmap, one of the things that I want to integrate with are services like Zapier. So where it's like, you know, if we're live, then trigger maybe my MailChimp or whatever to send out an email to my subscribers. So that's something definitely that we want to add, just to add some layers onto that, because that would really provide a lot of power. Like, or even like, hey, once we're live, send these people like a text message through Twilio, something like that. So that's something that we're definitely looking to add on in the future.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking that as well. Like that wouldn't be too difficult either, with just triggering a webhook to Zapier would be plenty.
Right.
Maybe a simple question. This is from Jason. Still new to streaming. How best can live stream work? He already asked that. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Adding to Pamela's question, that's lazy loading and lower size of JS and CSS. By the way, Ruhani is a WordPress developer as well. He's actually
awesome.
He developed a really popular plugin called WP Optimize.
Cool. Yeah. Awesome, man.
Yeah.
I think it's got a few million installs or something. Ruhani, can you correct me? How many installs do you have?
Well, yeah, Ruhani, you have to hit me up if my plugin's too slow. Maybe you can make it a little faster.
It's intimidating having somebody who's smart on the chat.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, I guess you already answered it, and that was about the integration with messaging. And I think that's a really simple solution. And even if you're able to, set reminders coming up to a date, so you could say, like 3 days out on the same day, and then 10 minutes or half an hour before, and then literally we're going live. That kind of thing would be good.
So Hosekar has a question. WP Livestream plugin, is this like Restream but for WordPress? So Hosekar, there are a few parts to it. So this is definitely not currently a replacement for Restream. This is Restream, basically, like, you multi-stream, and it will allow you to distribute your stream across various channels. Really top-notch service. I mean, it's a different purpose altogether. But what Restream is doing is basically you can stream from Restream and use its live studio. And when you stream to Facebook, right, you can take that. You can take some of that Facebook information, and we'll show you what information we need. Add that into your WP Livestream plugin, and WP Livestream plugin will help you stream on your website. I think you might have joined a little bit late, but we can cover it again. What challenge WP Livestream is solving is very unique. When I'm going live, there are a few things on my mind, right? Like I run a timer. If you look at it, like if I run a timer, so I want to track my stream to see what comments are coming in. Am I going live, right? Because anything can happen, sometimes it shows you're live, you don't stream. I mean, things are like, still streaming is relatively new. and things can go wrong on several fronts. I mean, your camera might be switched off, your USB port might come off, your mic might not be working, your Stream Deck has issues. I mean, there are a million other things which you're trying to do when you're streaming, right? The last thing on your mind is when you go live, you take that embed code from Facebook, embed it on your site, and then make sure that your live stream is working on your site. That's the last thing on your mind, right? So this plugin helps you solve that. But there are a lot of advantages of streaming live on your site. And, for all our, we stream on Facebook, yes, because there is a Facebook group. We stream on YouTube because, yes, there is an audience. But at the end of the day, we do also want our visitors, our users, to visit our website. And that's where WP Livestream can really, really help us.
I've seen like a couple of comments here in the stream as well, just trying to understand like where in the flow of your workflow for a live stream does this come into play. So this is not like a service like Restream where like it's pushing out like where you send your video to Restream and then Restream then pushes your video out to Facebook, YouTube, Vimeo, or whatever. This is after that. So once your stream is live, once you are on Facebook, YouTube, Vimeo, etc., then what our plugin does is it takes that stream and then it puts it on your website for you automatically. So we're not like a streaming provider. We're not like a streaming platform that's separate from YouTube or Facebook. We're taking what you're already using, whether it's Restream and pushing that to Facebook and YouTube, or you're just using Facebook Live Producer or OBS or whatever. And then we're allowing that stream to live on your website automatically for you. So that's kind of where that would flow in your typical live stream workflow.
I think you just answered a whole bunch of questions at once there. So Jose was asking a question to do with stats and all of that, and he was asking about CDN, Bunny. So basically what you just said, you're not offering the stream, you're just repurposing the stream for the website. So there are, all of those video stats are going to come from YouTube or Facebook or Vimeo if they exist. And Jose, Nathan already answered the question regarding webhooks. I believe that's coming, right, Nathan?
Yes, correct.
Somebody else asked about vMix, and I think you mentioned OBS, which is pretty similar, right, in principle?
Right. Yeah. So you would still need vMix, whatever your current hardware encoder or software solution is. We would just be then on the tail end of that whole process.
Yeah. Hey, so I just want to touch base on this particular question a little bit more. Do this offer some kind of stats, view percentage? I use bunny.net. So I think you would get those stats in Bunny for sure. I mean, I use bunny.net and it's a fantastic streaming service. So that's where I host my videos, right? And bunny.net does offer a streaming, like it has a player, but that player still won't solve the problem of whenever you're going live, the stream playing, because Bunny is where you can stream from when you upload a video, right? So especially for
it's a host,
right?
Yeah. So yeah, bunny.net and similar CDN providers, they're great for hosted video. Like I just want this video to be on my website, or I just want to host this video, take it off my own server.
Yes.
It's great for that. But what they don't offer is that live experience, that live stream, a truly live stream that platforms like, again, YouTube, Facebook, Vimeo, etc. will provide. So that's, again, the key difference. Like our plugin focuses only on the true live experience. And so we work with Facebook Premiere, YouTube Premiere. So like if you pre-upload a video, it'll still, work with that. But we're honed in just on live streams.
But what we are talking about today, Nathan, and if I may disclose some of that, like in future, you're looking into adding an Rtmp source so that things like Zoom meetings, or, a lot of our community has AirMeet, right? So AirMeet allows Rtmp out. So I do the meeting on AirMeet and then it shows up on my site once you add that as a source, right? And how complex would that be to add? Because the reason I like WordPress plugins because there is no overhead for the developer, and there is a higher sustainability, especially for WordPress plugins, right?
Right.
So when you add an RTMP source, will there be an additional cost for you, or not really?
So that's something that I'm still trying to figure out myself, to be honest, because so far what I've been able to determine, and if there's anyone on the chat that's like an RTMP pro, please hit me up. But so far, from my understanding, is whenever I have an RTMP feed, I need something that will digest, ingest, and then produce that feed. So that's why we haven't been able to offer that yet, because that would require, some type of additional server structure on our end that I haven't been able to fully wrap my head around yet. So that is something that has been requested, though. If people have custom, like, hey, I'm not on YouTube, I'm not on Facebook, we have our own, custom thing going on over here, or this other piece of software. Can we push that still to WP Livestream and put it on our website? Currently, no, but hopefully that is definitely on our roadmap of wanting to add RTMP as an option for sure.
Okay. So there is a question here from Corey. Is that Corey? Yes. Hold up. WP Livestream is for websites or for YouTube and Facebook? Hey, so Corey, I think thanks for joining, first of all. And so WP Livestream is for your WordPress website. That's the plugin you install on your WordPress website. What this plugin does is when you stream onto YouTube or when you stream onto Facebook, this plugin will detect that you are streaming to one of these platforms, and there is more platforms which are supported. So there is Vimeo live stream as well as Twitch, which is supported. But the plugin will detect that you are streaming live, and it will show you a stream on the page where you have embedded the shortcode with all the context of your stream. So as well as when you're not streaming, your page does look normal. So it is very context aware, and we'll talk about that a little bit in detail. But this is, of course, not a replacement to your YouTube presence or Facebook presence. We're not saying don't do that. I mean, there is a huge audience on Facebook, YouTube, and you have a lot more visibility. But the goal here is you want to get your viewers, your users into the habit of on your website. So whatever you are presenting on your site, whatever your services, if you are a content creator, educator, if you offer consulting, any type of professional services, at the end of the day, whatever you offer, it's on your site. So why not have your stream on the site as well? So I attended a session a few weeks ago with a company called Donuts Inc. So Donuts Inc. is one of the biggest registrars, domain registrars. So they own the .live extension. I think they own like 300 extensions, and they one of the executives from Donuts Inc. Had this to say. Basically, if you have a .live domain, and a lot of streamers, content creators are getting that traffic onto their site using .live domains, and guess what? Most of their websites are going to be based on. They're going to be based on WordPress. So there is an advantage of having a .live domain and streaming to your own website. And that's what we are talking about here in terms of the plugin.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, just to answer some of the things that I see here about like what happens when your stream is offline and stuff like that. That's one of the reasons why I built this out, because again, when I was a one-man show, after our live stream was over, I had to wrap everything up, and then I would go back on our website, take off the embed code, type up, or paste in some content that says, hey, we're not live right now, but come back, next Sunday at this time or whatever. Yeah, and so whenever whenever your stream is offline, there's dynamic content that says, hey, whenever the stream is not live, then put this here instead. So you can say, hey, we're not live right now, or put an image, or put another embed code, whatever you want to do with that. And also, whenever you are live, you can also change the content that appears above and below the live stream. So like, for example, when we have our services, we often have like a call to action for people to fill out a form or do something like that. So we can put that form only showing up whenever our service is actually live, as opposed to having that just always just kind of sitting there.
Yes, you can do a lot more actually. I mean, you can embed like quizzes, you can embed like, some of the polls from Slido, and of course you can do all that in Zoom and WebEx today. But having all of this onto your site, which we're going to go through some of the demos in, over the next few days, can help you show a lot more relevant content and get it a lot more engaging when the stream is on your site, because you have a lot more control. Yep. So does this integrate into Vmix or the other way around? So Corey, that's a question from you. I know you're a Vmix user. So Vmix, again, it's a great platform. Vmix is, so this currently does not integrate with Vmix. So with Vmix, you are allowed to set up channels. Again, you can set it up through Restream or directly into Facebook or YouTube, right? So when you connect your Vmix to Facebook and you stream, the stream will also show up on your website. So currently it does not have an Rtmp source. That's something which Nathan is working on, and he will have it in the roadmap once he confirms a few things.
Yeah, so you would still need to go, from your camera or whatever to Vmix, to YouTube or Facebook, and then our plugin would then come after that. So once it's on Facebook, YouTube, Vimeo, Twitch, then it can be auto embedded onto your website from there.
Perfect. Okay, so hi Aditya, how are you doing? Okay, 1 second. Oh yeah, there is one more question here. Are there any video quality limitations with WP Livestream?
No, whatever works with Facebook or YouTube or Vimeo or Twitch, then we just take that embed code and bring it in. So we're not modifying the stream in any way. We're just taking whatever Facebook or YouTube gives us, and we're just embedding that onto your website using their default player.
Yes. So Ruhani has a comment here, and I remember not so long ago, Nilesh Mathur asked about streaming this for blog website. So I guess, yes, I mean, Ruhani, you're right. I was searching for something like this, and, I looked at a few other things, and, that's how my whole search for the WP Livestream, I ended up with WP Livestream and talking to Nathan, right? So if that's what you're referring, I guess. Hi, Ones, how are you doing? So how is it different from Embed Plus or any other embedding plugin? What is the advantage of WP Livestream?
Yeah, it's a great question. So whenever I was looking, there was a couple other plugins, and one of those was Embed Plus. Really, the primary advantage that you have with WP Livestream is that it's compatible with multiple platforms. It's not a Facebook only plugin or a YouTube only plugin or a Vimeo only plugin or a Twitch only plugin. It works with all of those. And as we've been talking about, we're looking to adding more platform support as well, like Zoom and Rtmp, things like that. So that's definitely one advantage. One of the other advantages that we have is this whole idea of dynamic content, showing A, whenever you're online, and B, whenever you're offline. And again, we're trying to expand that as well. So that's something that you can use in more creative ways. Those are probably some of the biggest things that I've seen, and things like notifications, the whole integration with Zapier that we're working on, things like that is just something that, to my knowledge, no other plugin provides.
Okay, so that was a question from Vijay Bharadwaj. Vijay, thanks for the question. If you have any follow-up comments, feel free to let us know. So that's Hosekar. Okay, see, thanks for the explanation. You're welcome. Hosekar, feel free to ask any other questions you have as well. Ruhan is saying, I think they are using the streams from vendors like Vimeo or Facebook, so the quality follows from them. Jason.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yep.
Does this plugin take any bandwidth, or is it an embed code?
Yeah, it's just an embed code. So right now, like whenever you stream to YouTube, what's going to be embedded on your website is that normal YouTube player that we're all familiar with. If you stream to Facebook, then Facebook's video player will be embedded on your website, and so forth. So we would like to provide at some point in the future the option to have just a universal custom player, so no matter what platform you're using, it'll always look the same. But currently, right now, it's just taking those default players from each individual platform.
Okay. So yeah, similar to embed, but gives more control.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Thanks, Rohani. I assume it would, but I never like to trust my assumptions without validation. That's Jason. Where is the link of the deal? So I shared that. Fernando, I think Rohani got it there as well. So thanks a lot, Rohani, for doing that. Really appreciate it. Takes the live feed from Facebook Live, YouTube, Love, etc., and then embeds the live video on your site. Yes, that's it. When?
Here's the question here: when the live stream is over, did you just ask that? How is it cataloged after the live stream is over? I'm not quite sure what that means, but
There
So
a
we've had some
placeholder
questions
image?
like that. Yeah.
Is there a placeholder image or video when live stream is not available? Yes.
Yeah. So you have full control over what's shown once you're not live. But I think to the question about the catalog, we've had that question before. As far as like, once my live stream's over, I still want it on my website. Then what? So currently, we just recommend that you use one of the many existing plugins that are out there for cataloging your own videos on your website. If it's a big enough demand, then I'm totally open to building out our own kind of solution for that. And so we'll share our public roadmap link here, I'm sure, in a little bit, and y'all can vote on that if that's something that would be valuable to you. But I figure there's so many other already pre-existing, well-built plugins out there that would do that right now we just steer people that way.
Here's one question that I say. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
One of the things which a lot of the Presto player folks will be asking is like, hey, how is this different from Presto player? So we talked about it, but can you talk a little bit about what Presto player does?
So Presto player is a fantastic player for, again, kind of what we're talking about with bunny.net, like a pre-existing hosted video. So I have my MP4 file and I've uploaded it somewhere, and now I want to just embed that video on my website. Presto player is great for that. To my knowledge, they don't really offer compatibility with a true like Facebook Live or YouTube Live, as far as whenever I last checked anyway. And so really they would be more currently like an after the fact type of an experience. So maybe when you're looking at your back catalog of videos, or you want to upload a video that will just stay on your website forever and you want to look like your website, then that's where Presto player would really come into use there.
Is there a placeholder image or video when live stream is not available? So Ronnie, when the live stream is not available, your site can go back to looking very normal, like as if there was nothing there. You don't even need to have a placeholder, and then you can show dynamic content when you're going live, and it will all show up, and we'll see how you can add that content into the plugin itself in a minute. Yeah.
Quick question for you. I think BJ's got the same question as me. Is there any possibility of being able to also grab the comment stream and interact with that on the website, or is that something different?
Yeah, so right now we can embed the comments from YouTube, from Vimeo, and from Twitch. Currently, Facebook doesn't allow access to that with their API.
Okay.
So yeah, we have the ability to. So if you embed the stream on your website and it's from YouTube, when someone visits your website, you can choose to also display the little chat box there, and someone will be able to just chat like normal as long as they're logged into their normal Google account. They'll be able to use that as well. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So that's the limitation on Facebook as well. I mean, with Restream unified chat as well,
Yeah.
there are restrictions, especially around Facebook, what you can and cannot do. So you can read comments, but you cannot respond and things
Right.
of that. So every platform differs, but those are restrictions on the those are platform limitations itself. So if the platform allows you to embed the chat and respond as well, then you can certainly do that in the plugin, right? Especially
Right.
what how does Vimeo do it? Like, does it support it as well?
Yeah, so Vimeo allows for their own little custom chat solution, and so that will be embedded right along your video as well. And the benefit of Vimeo over the others is that you don't have to have an account with that platform. So I could just be a guest user, and I'll still be able to interact with the stream. Whereas with YouTube, you have to be signed into your Google account. You'll still be able to see all the comments, but you won't be able to interact until you are personally signed in. And then I believe that's the same thing for Twitch as well.
Okay. Okay. Joe has a question. Joe is our friend. What are professional and developer only add-ons? So Joe does a lot of live streams with us as well. A lot of these
Awesome.
are actually doing live streams with us. So
Oh, cool.
I know we have pretty much got to invite Corey, Venkatesh one of these days, Pamela, and yeah, anybody else. Jason joins all the time. Ruhani has been as well, and so yeah, I mean, we're getting everybody into the habit of streaming. We are all about
That's
live
awesome.
stream. So yeah.
Yeah, well, to answer Joe's question, so right now, currently, no matter what license you get, you're going to get all of the same features. The only difference is the number of websites that you can use it on, and the professional and developer licenses with that then give you the ability to use it in a multi-site situation as well. In the future, with different add-on ideas or feature suggestions, there will be certain things that would be professional only or developer only. Like, for example, one thing I know off the top of my head, we've had requests for, what if I want to have my own little live stream network with all of my users and they all want to embed all of their live streams on each individual little subpage of my website? That would probably be like an example of something that would be like a pro or a dev only kind of a option or add-on. But generally speaking, right now, there is no extra different add-ons, anything like that. That's more of a down the line type of thing as different things are added.
Quick question for you, Nathan. So let me get this straight. You got, I find the whole process of grabbing the Rtmp feed or whatever it is, that little link, and setting it up and the configure, it's highly confusing. And even if you've done it multiple times before,
Yeah,
you get in there and there's always this, I don't know, it's like 20 seconds of confusion. And sometimes Facebook moves things around and you forget which button to click. And
right.
does it take all of that away?
No, so your current flow of however you start your stream, again, that's like all on the encoder side. Like, that's going to be the same. So like whether that's with vMix or OBS or Facebook Live Producer, figuring out how to start your stream and grab all of that. That's all going to be the same. The only real difference as far as that workflow goes will be now you'll just set up our plugin one time, and from now on, every time you go live, it'll just automatically be on your website. So this whole process with configuring WP Livestream, it's designed to be like a one-time experience, like where you connect it to your stuff and then you're just done.
So you got to do that once, but do you have to do it every time, or do you still have to do that every time you do a new stream? Is that what you're saying? So if I've got my
Right.
if I go live on my group or my Facebook page, can I just set it up once, or do I have to set it up every time that I'm going to do this with? WP
Yeah, no,
Live?
you just set up one time and you're done. Yeah. So like, for
Damn.
example, yeah, so my church, like every time we go live on our Facebook page, I had to set it up once like a year ago, and since then I haven't had to do anything. It's just kind of on autopilot. So
Okay. Oh, that's cool. I mean, I find that a complete hassle. So if
yeah,
I don't have to spend 10 minutes every time doing that,
exactly.
it's like, okay, cool, great.
Yeah, so that's really like, that was like the core issue that this was designed to solve, was like, just take that off of the live streamer's plate, where you configure it once, you set it up once, and now every time you go live, it's just going to be on your website. And if you want there to be a notification, there will be, and that'll be good.
So Nathan, I see a NASA stream on your website, right? Is NASA your customer?
No. So I was trying to figure out a way to easily demo like the way it works. And so I'm like, how do I find someone? Yeah. So how do I find someone?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah. I was trying to figure out like how can I demo this with a stream that's just always going? You know what I mean? And so NASA thankfully is live 24/7. And so yeah, so I just put in their channel ID and our plugin settings, and it just auto pulls that feed into the website. And so there's been some confusion about that in the past. So if there's a way that I can clarify, hey, this is just an example of, us embedding the stream automatically, feel free to send some suggestions in the comments. But yeah, so NASA is not a client yet. Maybe they will be, who knows? But right now I'm just pulling their feed from YouTube using the plugin. So
that's cool. I totally had assumed they were your client. I was like giving you
yeah.
props for landing.
Yeah, yeah.
I think you told me, Neelish, you said, oh, he's got NASA as their client. I went, damn.
Yeah, it's hard to figure out what to put up there that's always live. I'm trying to show how it works, but it's kind of hard to do.
That's
now
cool.
you tell me.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. So, hey, are we still live, or is there an issue with the stream?
Hold on. Checking.
Could be an issue with my laptop, because I'm checking the stream on my second laptop here. But
no, we're still live, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So how are comments integrated? For example, if we run a Vimeo stream, ideally Zoom in the future for a course lecture, how can I do Q&A?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So right now that would work with Vimeo, fantastic. It'll work with YouTube. Zoom, I'm not entirely sure if their API allows access to that. I'll have to double check that information. But right now, yeah, if you want to do like a live Q&A on your site, then Vimeo is great. YouTube will work as well as Twitch.
Okay. So, hey, Wilson, here's the deal link. I think somebody might have shared it with you, but apologies, I didn't get for the screen space, because we will share it on the next screen, of course. But oh yeah, Win has shared and Ruhani has shared as well. So
we'll just keep on spamming the group with it.
Okay. I mean, is there a native chat? If we run a stream only on the website, can I get comments on the site directly? So you cannot run a stream only on the website at present, because there is no Rtmp source on the plugin. What you have to do to stream is you have to stream to Facebook, which easily allows you to take that stream and then put it in on your site with the help of this plugin. Without this plugin, you can still do it. Only thing, it will be a hassle every time you do it. And depending on your frequency and the last minute rush, it might not be worth it. But if you're willing to go through that hassle, sure, it will still work with Facebook. Now with YouTube, there are certain constraints, like who is allowed to embed the stream onto their site. But you will still have to embed to you will still have to stream to other Twitch, YouTube, Livestream, Vimeo Livestream, or what was the one I forgot? Facebook, and then you embed on your site. So you cannot just directly stream onto your site. You have to stream to one of these 4 supported platforms.
Right, and we've had requests as well for like just having like a custom like chat solution, right? Just something that's more native to WordPress, or just what if I don't care about the YouTube chat or the Facebook chat? I just want to have its own little system here on the website. So again, that's something that's up for public vote on our roadmap. It's something that I would definitely like to look into in the future. But yeah, so that's something that's definitely been on our radar as well.
Yeah, I do wonder, if you do, even if you were doing a Facebook Live, you could have a messenger box there, couldn't you? Just
but figuring out a way to bring everyone that's watching into that unified chat is the real challenge. Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Every time someone on here asks where is the deal link, we all take a drink. I'm gonna be drunk by at 11 a.m.
I said that. I said,
hey, Ronnie, wait a second. That's funny.
That's funny.
Oh, wow, that's funny. Oh, there you go. Ronnie, there you go. Pamela is in the joke as well.
It does not seem to work. Roval is saying link.
Okay.
Click it.
Okay. No issues.
Yeah. It looks good to me.
Still here. Okay, we're good. Link does not seem to work.
I'm not sure.
I just clicked it. It seemed to work for me. I mean, it worked for me. It said welcome SaasTribe users or people in the community.
It's working for me right now. But yeah, let me know if anyone else has issues. I'll try to figure that out for you.
YouTube, Vimeo, and I forgot the other ones mentioned, but not Facebook. No, Facebook as well. So it supports YouTube, Vimeo, Livestream, Facebook, and Twitch.
Yeah,
not the comments though. I think it was to do specifically with comments.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
So with Facebook, you cannot currently respond or embed the comments as well.
But right, their API currently doesn't have any endpoints to grab comments. So
yeah. Will Pro and Dave have the features? Dave have the features in the future, or will Dev have additional features? There won't be. Everybody gets all the features. It's only the number of site licenses.
Right, I think he's referring to like those potential future add-ons that are listed there. So yeah, so there will be Pro add-ons that will work with Pro and Dev, and there might be a few Dev add-ons. That's just kind of like a catch-all for if there's something released down the line. I don't want anyone to get upset about not getting everything, but right now, currently, like whenever you buy the plugin, you get all the features regardless of license type.
Yeah. So Nathan, one of the things, I mean, we are in a lifetime deal community, and we see this like a lot of times, So I think during the period of while we have the deal live, we should clarify a little bit what could be some of the add-ons which would cost you as a service, and then what would that cost be for some of these folks if possible, and then we can at least we can forecast some of it, so it's for the purpose of clarity, so there are no surprises, because we are a community in terms of we see people getting burnt all the time with founders, and I'm sure that's not what your intention is.
Absolutely,
but it can be perceived that way, so it's best to clarify some of those things, right? What would be coming in future, and what would be some of the tentative additional cost, and we want to make sure whatever is included, if there is no overhead that can be included, but if there is any bandwidth consumption or anything of that sort, then for sure.
Yeah, so like right now, like if you buy any of the lifetime licenses, you're going to get all the updates, all of the add-ons for that license type forever. If we release anything additional that would cost extra, that would just probably be like a totally separate little service. It wouldn't be probably this plugin. So because like I said, we're not trying to be like a streaming platform, anything like that. We just want to work with pre-existing platforms. And so I'm just trying to build a feature set around that helps people do that better, or maybe make money with their live streams, things like that. So as far as cost, what you pay now, you will receive, updates and any add-ons that are pertaining to that license forever. The only potential cost down the line is support. And so right now with this deal, we include 3 years of support. So I would assume that hopefully you would use it between now and 3 years and hopefully have any questions answered. But, say 3 years and, 2 months from now, after you buy the plugin and you're like, hey, Nathan, I need help configuring this, or I need help setting it up, things like that. Then there would be a one-time, setup cost for that. That would be like, hey, you pay, $50 or $75 to get 1 additional year of support after the 3 years are over. But as far as the plugin core itself and those updates and the add-ons that come with your particular license, that's what you pay now is all you're ever going to pay as far as that goes.
Okay. So all the updates and everything are included as long as that's included in the tier, right? Because
right. So if you buy the professional license, you'll get everything that ever comes with the pro license in the future. If you buy the dev license, same thing.
How is this different from just embedding your stream directly to your website, like in OneStream?
Great question. So one of the things with whether it's Restream, OneStream, things like that, you still have to manually grab that embed code and then paste that into your website. Or if you just leave it there, when someone visits your website and you're not live, it's just kind of like a blank, usually not very helpful embed that's just sitting there. And so what WP Livestream does is it just automates the whole process for you. So where every time you go live on YouTube, Facebook, or whatever, it will automatically detect that and then embed that for you on your website. That's something that OneStream or Restream does not do. And then the real power comes into play with the dynamic content, right? Whenever you're offline, instead of showing a blank embed, show your users something else. Show them a different call to action, another piece of text or an image or whatever it is that you want. You have that flexibility to do that. And then, of course, we're adding things on like these notifications where if someone lands on your website, but they don't go to your live page right away, a little thing will pop up that says, hey, we're live right now. Come and watch us. And so we're really trying to make WP Livestream just like the all-encompassing, plugin for people who go live on a regular basis. Again, if you are only going to live stream once, it might not make too much sense for you unless you're like a conference or something bigger like that. But for people who go live on a regular basis and don't want to have to deal with the hassle of updating their website every time they want to add the live stream to it, this is really where that power and flexibility comes into play.
Somebody had a question earlier. Is there an integration with Buddy Boss? Maybe I think I missed it. But is there any type of integration with Buddy Boss? Does it work on Buddy Boss?
So the plugin will work on any page or post or widget of WordPress that supports a shortcode. So if there's a piece of Buddy Boss that supports normal WordPress shortcodes, then this will work there just fine. So as long as shortcodes are supported, which by now pretty much anything in the WordPress ecosystem does, then this will be supported as well.
So Joe has a comment. Yes, curious what will be the pro and dev add-ons since it's only available on higher tiers. So I think we need to clarify that. I think we will follow up with a little bit more clarification on that, right?
Yeah. So like, again, we can share the link to the public roadmap at some point, but right now I don't have any like dev only add-on planned. It's just there might be something down the line that would be like, man, this takes a lot of effort or might have some type of cost to it. So we'll do that. I do have some ideas for like pro and above add-ons, things like having multiple stream sources on one website, like I talked about before, or if someone really wants powerful like native browser push notifications, things that would really only make sense for people that are power streamers that really were trying to take it to the next level. Things like maybe they want to have a lead capture form that you have to fill out before you can access the stream, things like that. Those are some of the ideas that we have right now as far as what might be like a tier above just the standard license. But right now, as far as that goes, I only have that thought as far as the pro and above. I don't have any currently planned for dev only add-ons. That's just a potential future item.
Yeah, Nathan, that lead capture idea actually sounds really good. I mean, if that's possible,
yeah,
would you be open to include that into some of the other tiers? Because I mean, lead capture would be helpful for everybody, right?
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, that would be, again, like I'm all open for feedback and stuff, and so I'm trying to, I'm learning this as I go. I've been a developer for a long time, but this is my first like product I put out into the world. So I'm definitely open to positive and constructive criticism for sure. But yeah, so I'm just trying to figure out just that whole balance of like what brings value that'd be worth, that step up from just like the bare bones standard license, and so typically people that are really taking advantage of the, like lead capture, I'm trying to do something with people that are watching these streams or whatever, like they are generating some type of money through that process. And so that would just make sense for them. Yeah, that's kind of my thought process with that so far.
Yes. Hey, why don't we go and share your screen and look at it, and then we'll take more questions as well.
Sure.
So, while we have a look at the plugin, right? So would you be able to share your screen, Nathan?
Yeah. Do you want me to share the website or the back end view?
Yeah, share the website and back end. Actually, back end is good. Yeah.
Back end. All right, sweet. Let me know once you see my page.
Yes, I do see it.
All right, awesome. All right, so this is your standard vanilla WordPress install, and so all of our settings are just over here in the settings tab, and then there's WP Livestream. Just go ahead and click on that. And so here in the general tab, this very first thing that you see, like once you first set up your source, or you just want to make sure that the plugin knows you're live, you can manually trigger that here if you ever want to. But here's where you select your platform. So this is the default source, like which of these currently supported 4 sources do you want the plugin to be detecting from? And so in this example, I have selected YouTube. And then we have these options. Do you want the video to autoplay, which is pretty self-explanatory. And here's the detect scheduled stream. So there's quite a few people that, they will schedule a stream, maybe days in advance, and they want that placeholder, embed from Vimeo or YouTube to be there. And so if you want that and you use scheduled streams, then you can check this box. And that's what you see here with Apple. They've got their upcoming live stream in 3 days. And so I put their channel ID in YouTube into the settings here, which I can show you in a second. And then this is the embed that will pop up there, as opposed to your custom offline content. This enable helper styling. So not every theme that's out there supports, WordPress's default styling for working with embed code. So we just use the normal WordPress classes, but not every theme out there supports that. So if you embed the video and it looks like the wrong size, or it's not big enough or whatever, just check that box and that will get you squared away. Then on the display tab is where some of the other powerful features come from. You can select the aspect ratio of your source. Again, like 99% of the time, it's going to be widescreen, but we have had some customers that they use like the vertical video every week, and so they want that option. And this is where some of the dynamic content power really comes into play. And so in this area here, you select what do you want to show whenever your content is online, or rather offline. So I'm not currently live. What do I want to be showing up here? Well, you can put anything that fits within the standard WordPress editor here, shortcodes, HTML, whatever you want. You can do your own custom content there, as opposed to having just like a blank embed. If you have scheduled streams enabled, like we saw earlier here with the Apple stream, you can also customize stuff for that uniquely as well. So this would go above your scheduled stream video. This would go below the scheduled stream video. And then once you're live, you can also customize that as well. So like, for example, my church, whenever we're live, we have a call to action. We have a form that's below the video for people to fill out, like, hey, this is my first time, or hey, I want to take my next step with your organization. This is where we put that. That way people can see that, but they only see that when we're live. When we're offline, then I have our own custom offline content set up there. And again, you can put media, you can put short codes, you can put anything that's normal for WordPress there. And then here is where you have the notification bar. And so you can enable or disable that. And you can determine how often you want it to check. For this demo, I have it'll check every second, which will probably be excessive for most people. The default is that it will check once a minute. So what that means is if I'm browsing, on someone's website and, I'm just browsing around, then every 60 seconds or whatever, then that notification will check. And if I'm live, then it'll pop up and then I'll be able to click over to the appropriate page. And so you can customize the message. You can customize the button. You can say, hey, what page do I want this to go? What position on the screen do I want it to be? All these different options here for colors just kind of helps you customize that. We're working on basically making this a little bit more intuitive to where you can kind of like see like a live preview of what that will actually look like as you work on it, as opposed to having to click back and look. But this is where you can control the settings for the notification bar. And then each of these 4 tabs up here, this is where you basically set your settings for each platform. So like, for example, right now I'm using YouTube. All you have to do for YouTube is just enter your channel ID and then pick your settings. And so I can show you the live chat one. Apple has that disabled, but I can have another channel here. So let's say, for example, I want to change the channel to this other channel here. Let me paste this in. And then I want to include live chat. So now I'm going to recheck just to clear out any cache issues here. Let me go back here. So now here's this other channel, 24/7 music. And now here's the chat box. So it just embeds the YouTube chat box right here because I have that enabled. Again, if your YouTube channel does not have chat enabled, then this box might still be here, but it'll say like chat disabled for the stream or something along those lines. But each of these 4 tabs back here in the settings is where you configure just the whole setup. So for YouTube, it is the most straightforward. All you have to do is paste your channel ID, pick your settings here, and you're done. For Facebook, Twitch, and Vimeo, there's currently a few more steps involved. I'll show you Facebook because that's our number 1 or number 2 most used one. So in our documentation, we walk you through the whole process of how to do this. But basically, you just have to make an app, put that ID in here, put the secret in there, and then you put your page ID in here. And then what you'll do is, this will be clear whenever you first are setting things up. And then you'll just click this continue with Facebook button, and then you will authorize your app that you just made to read data from your Facebook page. And that's essentially the same process with Twitch. You have to put your username in, your client ID and secret. You can decide if you want the chat in there or not. Vimeo. And we have a few more options with Vimeo as well because they give you a little bit more control. But again, you can enable live chat, and you can have the typical Vimeo options here for showing different things or hiding different things. And that's pretty much it. Once you do this, like for example, I have this 24/7 music on, but say it was only on once a week. I don't have to do anything else. All you have to do now that you have your channel or your source set up is edit a WordPress page like normal, and then you just put in the short code, and that's it. That's all you have to do. So once that short code is in and you have all of your stuff configured here on the back end, it's just set it and forget it. So wherever you put this short code, that's where all of that dynamic content will be displayed. That's where your live stream embed will appear. And that's pretty much it. And so we have that here for your reference as well. You can use that short code anywhere that's supported. So yeah, it's just pretty straightforward. I want to make it as easy as possible to use. But that was kind of the goal of that. So.
Okay. Now I have a question, Nathan, and there are quite a few questions here. My question is like, so if you streaming live, and one of the biggest advantage I would have, as I see, is like, of course, I have the user online on our site, but I can have a lot more engaging content on my site. First of all, like it's my stream, and if I'm showing a quiz or something, they are on my site. I show them a quiz, a link, or like if I have to update the quiz questions and things of that nature, like, is it very easy to do without disturbing the live stream? Like, or like, I mean, are there, can I just go on updating like polls and things of that nature while the stream is on? Or
so you mean like updating other content on your website while the embed code is there? So
if I just want to show content below my stream, right?
Oh yeah.
Or in the corner, or depending on how I have positioned the stream on my WordPress, can I dynamically update the content and things of that nature, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, so with that dynamic content, you can choose like, hey, when I'm live, I want this quiz embed from this Quizlet or whatever to pop up here, and then it'll be available. Yeah, and that won't have any type of interference with the plugin, because again, it's just detecting that you're live and dropping in that embed code for you. So there shouldn't be any conflicts there.
Okay. Alberto has a question. Is there a Facebook community group for the plugin?
Currently not, but I have thought of that. But if that's something that would be useful, I'm all ears for that. So
it's essential, I think.
Yeah.
Another question here from Sheikh. He's saying, is there a possibility of getting a split payment on the developer license?
That's from Alberto. Yes. Yeah.
Alberto. Sorry.
Yeah. Absolutely. We can do like a split payment on license.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's a good idea. It makes it easier for people to budget it over a few months.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Alberto has some good feedback here as well. Nathan, awesome plugin. Thanks for putting it together and out there.
Thanks,
Alberto. Not sure if you answered this, and Alberto, regarding your question on split payments, yes, for sure. So yeah, do reach out to Nathan and let's see what works best for you, right? So
yeah.
Not sure if you answered this, but when the stream is over, how is it cataloged to where viewers can come back and watch? Oh, I think, did we?
Yeah. So basically, right now, there's not like a built-in way with the plugin that after your stream is over, it'll put that somewhere on your website. If that's something that would bring value to the community, then I'm all ears for that. But there are pre-existing plugins for WordPress that will do that for you, whether it's WordPress or rather with YouTube or Vimeo or like another platform like that. And so currently I've been pointing people that direction, just to say, hey, if you want to have like a library of content, then maybe one of these plugins would be of use for you.
Okay. So I have a pretty lengthy comment here from Sheikh. Okay, so sorry, Vin, you're covered by the comment there. My apologies.
Oh, that's so good.
My questions. Okay, say I'm running 4 pre-recorded live sessions through one stream in my LMS. Students log in and then they will find the live session page. One live is running now on top, and on the bottom 3 are coming next with image overlay and CTA. Can I get a TV broadcast type look and feel using this plugin? So, Sheikh, I think first you need to clarify, are you just streaming directly from one stream into your LMS? If that's the case, currently this plugin will not support it because it does not have an Rtmp source. Once added, then we can answer the follow-up question. But currently, the first part of your question is basically like, You can't stream from one stream into WP Livestream plugin. You have to stream from one stream to Facebook, and from based on what I read, you're using it for LMS, so it's more of like paid content. You don't want it to be out so this plugin won't support it, your use case as of now.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, currently, yeah, if you're going, like you said, straight from one stream to your website right now, then yeah, for WP Livestream to work, you'd have to be going to YouTube, Facebook, Vimeo, or Twitch for us to be able to grab that and put that on the website. But then as far as having that set up right now where there's like one live and then you see the other upcoming scheduled ones at the same time, that's not currently supported. Our core use case right now is for that one stream at a time person, which is why, you know, some of our potential future add-ons might be for the people that have a bunch of streams going at the same time and they want them all available on different pages or for different users. So that's something that we're looking at in the future. But right now, yeah, we are designed for one stream from one platform at a time. And so, like for my church, for example, every Sunday we're live on both YouTube and Facebook. And so I used to just pull on Sunday mornings our YouTube embed because people are just more familiar with the YouTube player, generally speaking. But on Wednesday nights, it's a little more casual and laid back, and it was just like the pastor on Facebook Live. And so on Wednesday, I would just go in, log in, because I already had everything set up beforehand, and just switch the source from YouTube to Facebook. So that's kind of like the current flow. But I am looking into, even if you have only one source from each platform, adding like a parameter to that shortcode that says, you know, source YouTube or source Facebook or something like that. Just to help with that. But currently, the main use case that we're working with is one live stream at a time.
Okay, great. And so I know when it comes to live streaming, religious places, churches, they're way ahead in terms of live streaming, right? Like they're very technology savvy, and especially during COVID, when you have your service, you know, everybody goes to their church website and streams live, right? But other than churches, I mean, in terms of use cases, like you know, could be instructors, or you know, instructors, or you know, cooking shows, and there's so many different technology shows, right? What kind of use case, how do you see people using it, and how has it you know, benefited them in terms of using this plugin and streaming content to their website, right? Can you talk a little bit, Nathan, about that?
Yeah, for sure. Like I've said, the people that would benefit from this plugin the most are people who go live on a pretty consistent basis. And so, for example, you know, podcasts, people that every day at 9 a.m. they're going live on YouTube. You know, they would definitely benefit, you know, from this. Or you know, gaming streaming is huge right now. And so, you know, like every day at 7 p.m. I'm live on Twitch, you know, playing whatever video game, and I want that to be on my brand's website. But like you said as well, like with education, you know, there's still a ton of teachers that are having to teach remotely, and they're trying to figure all of that out. And schools are having to figure out how to where can they make that accessible for students. You have musicians, maybe they have like, you know, like they're doing like a live stream concert and they want that on their band website. There's like local governments, like they'll give like regular updates, especially during like COVID, or also just any other time where like, hey, this board meets, you know, every other Tuesday or whatever, and they want that to be available on the website. We recently had a customer from a funeral home purchase the plugin, right? Funerals now, it's pretty common that they're also getting into live streaming because all the family can't gather for that funeral. And so they still want to be a part and they still want to watch. And so now they're just bringing them to the funeral home website so that they can then still have people there at an easy place to find where people can watch the stream. So there's a ton of use cases. Again, just if anyone wants to put their content out on video live on a regular basis, this is going to benefit them.
Do you see, oh, go ahead.
I just think I just wanted to follow that comment because I think it's a good one. Not that we want to exploit people's grief. I mean, we're going through a terrible thing with COVID right now, but
Sure, yeah.
I think that there's an actual opportunity for people to, somebody with a bit of nous. We've had a couple of really good sales tools come through this group talking about their tools. One was Optics. Somebody might want to use something like that. Outreach to, or use Sales Rocks, prospect all of the funeral homes in UK and America,
Yeah,
and put together a campaign and set up WP live stream for them, because most, chances are 60%, 70% of small businesses have a WordPress website. I'm
for
imagining.
sure.
I'm making that
Yeah,
stat up, by the way, but yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And we have an affiliate program. So if you want to do that, be sure to sign up for that so you can get a commission.
Yeah. Yeah. You probably could even charge a weekly thing, because I've got a friend who does a lot of vMix setups for churches. He
Oh, yeah.
charges he makes solid money just doing that.
Sure. Yeah.
Besides his other work that he does, but
Sure.
it's a big market out there serving churches, but also now, like you say, funeral homes.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking about those use cases and thinking, could I put together a campaign
Right.
and contact a bunch of people at the same time and
Right.
roll out once you get it right, just roll out the same solution over and over and over and over again.
Absolutely.
And so my next question is around, so do you see a lot of agencies offering this as a service based on the WP Livestream plugin, to their customers, right? Because
yeah, we have probably 25% of our customers are more like the agency style business, where again, like with churches, again, that's just kind of the world I'm from, so that's a lot of my initial customers are from there. But there's a guy where he has a website builder for churches. It's all based on WordPress, but they sign up for an account with him, and then he has his pre-selected templates, all that. And so he wanted to give them this ability to have live streams on their website, and so they purchased the plugin, and now they're a customer. And there's others like him that are doing that for sure.
Okay. Then Sheikh is asking my next question: if I open the site and I'm exploring other pages of the site, can the live be picture-in-picture mode?
Oh,
I
that's
like
a good
that
idea. Yeah, I never
Good
thought
idea.
about that. I'll have to
Great
put it on my
idea.
list. Yeah.
Because you want to keep it going as you're
Right.
consuming the content and seeing what's going on their website. I think that's a brilliant idea.
That's cool. Good idea.
So one channel is active at a time, the tabs in the plugin.
Yes. So you can have all of those different channels set up, like have it ready to go. But as far as right now, whatever platform you have selected as the primary source, that's going to be what is shown wherever you put that short code. But we are trying to make that a little bit more flexible down the line. But right now, yes, it is one at a time.
There is a comment here. It says you can put into unlisted, then embed to your site to be private.
So yeah, you can do that with YouTube.
Yes.
And the last time I checked, still though, if someone were to somehow get that link, they would still be able to access it. So for example, if you have like a private unlisted YouTube video that you want only paying members to see, so then they pay and then they get the link. In theory, the person who paid can then share that link with whoever they want, and then whoever can still watch the video. Whereas with Vimeo, you can make it to where it can be locked down to your website, and then you restrict that page on your website to only people who are paying members. And so that's why I recommend Vimeo for that type of use case. YouTube can work, but the other aspect of that, though, that I forgot to mention earlier, is that whenever you make it private and unlisted, then the plugin is not able to detect that video because it's being blocked. So it's kind of like a lose-lose in that regard. So it kind of blocks the plugin from being able to find it, and then it doesn't truly protect your stream from non-paying or non-logged in members, depending on your use case.
So Joe has a comment. He's saying, I believe Live Pigeon was also created by a church group.
Cool.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, churches have a very, very sophisticated, streaming setups. They use like very professional hardware. And it's multi-camera stream can be very challenging as well because it's a pretty big environment. There are the high ceilings and things of that nature. So, I mean, yes, they do require a lot of sophisticated type of equipment, right? With multi-cameras, switchers, and so on. So, not surprised. I'm sure there is a lot of other softwares created out of the requirements of, religious places to stream the services. Is it easy to remove license from one site and add your license on another site? Yeah.
Yeah. So currently the way that would work is you would just chat with me on the website, and I would just remove your website for you. Then you can reactivate it on the new one. So that's not a big deal.
I think Sheikh is saying, I'm not getting the point. If my live is going on YouTube, why I need sorry, 1 second here. I lost okay. I need to bring it to my website because people are happy on YouTube platform. And if they are the premium YouTube member, they can listen the live, even closing the mobile screen. I have seen that more than 60% people watch live through mobile. Yes, it's possible. I think we discussed this very briefly, Sheikh, earlier. But again, where is your content and why you want to stream on your site is like, different users have different requirements. Of course, you can stream content, especially any type of, vlogs you follow. There are a lot of educational live streams as well, for sure, on YouTube. But there are a lot of use cases where you want to bring your content on your website. For example, for me, I want to show my stream eventually on my website so that I have all the traffic, all the users coming to my site, and they can, while they're on my site, they can go through some of the things which we have to offer. It could be related to services, products, what we do, and then I can make the content a little bit more interactive, keep them engaged, and get them into my funnel or things of that nature, right? Because you do a lot on your WordPress site already. The only thing which you're not doing is streaming. And then when you show from the YouTube video that, hey, go to my site, sure, maybe the user is going to visit you. But if you already have them on your site, and if you get them into that habit, then, of course, it can be, it has some advantages. Now, how would you know, or how would users know when you are live? So those are things that would be an interesting thing. I think we talked about it, Nathan, but can you talk a little bit about notifications as well? Like that would, how users can get notified, or, get even like in future, like browser notifications and so on.
Yeah. So right now, if someone lands on your website and you're live, but they don't land on your live stream page, like the page that has the short code on it, then you can enable like a notification that will pop up and have your own custom message that will then link them to your live stream page. And again, like was said, it really depends on your use case and your audience. Like if you are a YouTube native channel and like you're a YouTube channel and that's what you do, then yeah, your audience is going to be on YouTube. Maybe putting on your website isn't going to do much for you. But if you're something like a funeral home, a church, a school, something that is not native to that platform, then that's where this really comes into play, because you have that SEO aspect of people are Googling my church. They're not going to look on YouTube first for it, like it's, this type of business near me or whatever. And so they're going to land most likely on your website first. if you're not like a YouTube first type of a platform or business rather. So that's really where this use case comes into play. So yeah, if you are a YouTube native audience, then it might not be, you know, game changing for you. But if you're not native to that, then that's where this really comes in handy.
So there is a comment here from Vijay. He's saying, so if I use Vimeo, people still have to be on Vimeo to give comments. So the purpose of putting it up on the website is kind of lost. No, actually, people can be on your site, and Vimeo allows you to embed their chat
Right.
on your site. So the people can be on your site and chat, and you can interact with them.
Right. So with YouTube, Vimeo, and Twitch, we're able to bring the chat as well onto your website. So they have that full interactive and like that whole experience is still there. The only platform that doesn't currently allow for that is Facebook. So you do lose that with Facebook. When you put that on your website, you don't see the whole comment feed. But with all the other 3 platforms, then you are able to have the comments as well.
Yes. And so the idea of a protected stream, for example, a paid course, will only be useful if there is interaction. Yes, for sure. And so, you know, the first assumption is basically wrong. You can stream and chat at the same time on your site if you are using Vimeo, for sure. So you should be good there. But not on Facebook, because there is a Facebook restriction itself.
Right.
But if you are streaming still on your site and interacting, you know, I mean, there is plans which you and Nathan have around as things progress, and hopefully Facebook, whenever they open up those APIs, and eventually they'll have to, otherwise they'll lag behind. So you have plans around like unified chat and things of that nature, correct?
Right. That's definitely one of our goals, is to be able to kind of solve that problem of the different platform dependencies and just bring it all into one. But it's kind of a bear, so we haven't figured that out yet, but that's definitely on the roadmap. So
here's one from Shake that was similar to what I was asking about the notifications, you know, triggering notifications. But he's, you know, 1 day out or 5 days out, 1 day out, 2 hours
Right.
out, 1 hour out, 10 minutes. So he's got the same idea, but he's talking about overlays showing up on top of the content, which is also a good idea.
Yeah. So as far as like, sending like an email out, that would come once we have that Zapier integration. It'll provide all of those new possibilities for automation. But as far as like, different things that are shown only when you're live, you can control that a little bit right now with that dynamic content above and below the live video. So hopefully that would get you mostly where you needed to go.
How hard would it be to show content over top of the video? Like, you know, have custom content that you're showing over the video itself. How hard would that be?
Yeah, I haven't looked into that yet. That was something that I was going to be kind of exploring more once I got into that lead capture idea, where it kind of like was overlaying the video until you submit your information. Currently, I haven't done too much with that though, so I can't speak to it too much.
Okay. That's the question that I just asked.
So that's the question from Sheikh, right? I think we covered it just now, right? Or do we need to go?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's the same one, yeah. Good question, though. Good question. He's got some good ideas. Thanks, Sheikh.
Any plans to integrate OneStream?
Yeah, I mean, like, there's no current like plan to do that, but if that became something that a lot of users requested, then that would for sure be something that we would value. So, yeah, if that's something you need, then once we share that link to the roadmap, you all can put that in there and vote on that.
So you've got Rtmp coming. How far away is that?
That one, I'm still like in the research phase. I'm trying to understand what I need to do to ingest that properly. I don't have like a solid ETA on that though. But yeah, I would assume once we get the RTM piece done, that would solve a lot of the other platform issues like OneStream and things like that, because you can just then send it to wherever you want.
How does Zoom work? Can you do that with Zoom? Is it possible to get an
Yeah,
Rtmp stream out of Zoom?
so we're trying to support Zoom just like natively as a platform. That's one of the main ones I'd like to add in. If that somehow doesn't work, then yeah, the RTMP would be hopefully the fallback for that.
Is there a refund period? 30 days?
Yes. Yeah, you have 30 days from the date of purchase, and we'll refund you, no questions asked.
Okay. OneStream has embeddable video stream directly to OneStream. If that's the case, I think OneStream does have a OneStream player. So Nathan, is it possible we can? I mean, I do have OneStream. We can check how easy it would be to integrate OneStream into the stream as well. I mean, into your plugin.
Yeah, I'm happy to explore that. I honestly haven't done too much with OneStream to know, but if that's something that would be valuable, I can look further into that.
That can solve private stream embed for sure. Yes.
Yeah, with Vimeo and everything, and yeah, that'd be great.
Question: GoPro has their own live version. Is that something that can be integrated?
I'm not familiar with that. They have their own platform that you stream to? I'm not sure. Again, if you're able to push that stream from GoPro to YouTube or Facebook or whatever, then yes, we would be able to for sure grab that. I'm not sure of the other possibilities there. I'll have to look more into that.
Yeah, I think that's the end of the questions. We are about like an hour and 40 minutes into the stream as well. So what we're going to do tomorrow, Nathan, is we're going to show a demo on how easy it is. So we'll stream and stream on the site. So I'll post an event tomorrow around like 11 or 12 p.m. and then we're going to stream directly onto a website and show how easy it would be and go through some demos and things of that nature, right? So if there are any follow-up questions, we can take those tomorrow in the afternoon as well. I'll leave the link in the comments as well as in the description, and welcome for any feedback. Thank you guys for all the questions and all the comments. And we are going to do a follow-up with a few more sessions. So see if it makes sense for you. Make sure that all your questions and queries are addressed as well, right? So I appreciate, Nathan, you going through all the questions and giving a quick overview, right? And we really look forward to working with you closely and hopefully help shape some of that roadmap as well in terms of adding some exciting features to WP Livestream, right? So
yeah, thank you guys, and yeah, I appreciate all the feedback. And yeah, as we go, if you have ideas, feel free to share those, because that's definitely something that I'm opening to, and so I want that to be available to you all, so it can be a product that you would be happy to use.
Yes.
Awesome. And thanks for joining us, Nathan. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Nathan. Thanks a lot, man.
Bye.
Okay.
Thanks, Nathan. Thanks, Neelish. See you guys.
Bye. See ya.
See ya. Bye.